Have you ever felt like you're alive, but not really living? Every day feels the same. You wake up, get swept into the spiral of work, messages, responsibilities, other people's expectations. And by nightfall, you're drained, exhausted, yet you don't know why there's this emptiness inside. I've been there too. I thought I needed to succeed. I thought I needed approval. But then I realized what I truly needed was freedom of the mind, inner calm, the ability to stand steady through chaos without collapsing, lashing out, or giving up. And I found that not in some get successful fast list, not in a motivational video that fades the next day, but in a school of thought that has lasted over 2,000 years. Stoic philosophy in just 7 days. I practice 5 small habits, each one like a key, unlocking a different part of my mind. I didn't become someone else. I simply returned to myself, clearer, stronger, calmer. And today, I want to share those 5 habits with you, not to make you invincible, but to help you become someone who no longer gets wounded by the trivial. If you're ready for a kind of transformation, quiet but powerful, simple but solid, then walk with me through these 5 habits. And who knows, a week from now, you might not be the same person anymore. Change doesn't come from dramatic shocks. It comes from small choices, repeated every single day. And the first habit I practiced, it seemed simple, almost too simple, but it changed how I see the world and myself. It's not a special skill. It doesn't require an app or any fancy tool. Just a pen, a piece of paper, and total honesty with your own soul. Habit number 1, write down what you're thinking morning and night, like a stoic self-correction. This isn't just writing. It's a way to have a conversation with yourself and maybe for the first time, truly listen to what's going on inside. Habit number 1, write down your thoughts every morning and night, like a Stoic philosopher. I used to think journaling was only for overly emotional people or those with too much free time, until I learned that Marcus Aurelius, the great emperor of Rome, began and ended each day writing to himself, not for others to read, but to reflect and to clear his mind. He once wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." And each night he would ask himself, did I live true to my ideals today? Did I overreact to anything? What can I do better tomorrow? I started adopting this habit too. Each morning I write 3 simple lines. How do I want to live today? What is within my control? How will I respond if something unexpected happens? And each night I reflect, did I stay calm? Did I act in line with my values? What do I need to forgive, in others and in myself? At first it felt small, almost insignificant. But after 3 or 4 days, I noticed something. I was getting less swept up by negative emotions. I understood my reactions better and began to shift them. Most importantly, I started having an honest conversation with myself instead of hiding from it. This habit doesn't take 30 minutes, just 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. But it's like clearing off your mental desk every day so you can step out into the world, not with a tangled heart, but with a mind that's clear, strong, and awake. Start today, not to perform, but to wake up to yourself. Habit number 2, practice the discipline of distinction. What's in my control? When I first started exploring Stoic philosophy, I came across a quote that felt like a wake-up call. Some things are up to us and some are not. Epictetus. It sounds simple, but to truly live by it requires a deep shift in how we think. Before this, I used to get upset over the smallest things. Someone cut in line while I was waiting. An unexpected email threw off my entire day. A friend left my message on read, and my mind would spiral. I was letting things outside my control me. People's actions, social expectations, problems I couldn't fix. But once I started practicing this second habit, everything changed. Now, before I react, I pause for 3 seconds and ask myself, is this within my control? If yes, I act. If no, I let it go. Not out of weakness, but out of strength. Because I choose to focus on what I can actually control. My thoughts, my responses, how I show up, regardless of how others act. Epictetus also said, "You are disturbed not by events, but by your judgment of them." And that's the truth. After just 1 week of practicing this, I noticed something powerful. I was no longer pulled into drama. I didn't lose my temper over small things. The frustrations were still there, but they no longer had power over me. I stopped being a reflection of everyone else and started becoming the master of myself. That's what Stoicism teaches. Peace doesn't come when life goes your way. Peace comes when you know what belongs to you and what doesn't. Ask yourself this one simple question, and you'll free your mind from 1,000 unnecessary burdens. Habit number 3, memento mori. Remember you will die. Sounds a bit dark, doesn't it? Who wants to be reminded of death every day? And yet, out of all the habits I've practiced, this is the one that's made me live more deeply, more clearly, more honestly. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. Marcus Aurelius. The first time I read that, it gave me chills. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I looked around my room. Everything was the same. But for the first time, I felt how easily it could all be gone. So I began a daily memento mori practice. Just 60 seconds each morning. I'd close my eyes and quietly remind myself, today could be the last day I see the sun. Am I living like this is the only day I've got? When you live with the mindset that this could be your last time, you start living differently. You stop delaying the apology or the I love you. You stop scrolling through meaningless content. You stop wasting energy being mad at a stranger in traffic. You live for real. You choose what matters and let go of what doesn't. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." And that hit me hard. Death isn't the enemy. Death is the silent reminder to live now, not someday. Memento mori isn't about fearing death. It's about honoring life. And when you truly live each day, you'll no longer fear the last one. Habit number 4, choose silence over reacting right away. We live in an age of instant reactions. Everyone rushes to reply, rushes to respond, rushes to fire back. A slight criticism can throw us off balance. One negative comment can ruin an entire afternoon. A small misunderstanding can destroy a relationship if we don't manage our response. I used to be highly sensitive to attack. If someone said something inaccurate, I had to correct them. If someone was disrespectful, I had to clap back. I thought that was strength. But in reality, I was being controlled by my emotions. That was until I came across one short quote from Epictetus that changed how I live. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. I started practicing a small, but surprisingly hard habit. Whenever I felt the urge to react right away, I chose silence instead. Not silence to suppress, silence to observe myself. I'd count to 5, take a long breath, and quietly ask, is this emotion real or just a reflex? Will my response bring me closer to peace? Am I speaking to win or to understand? 5 seconds of silence doesn't change the situation, but it completely changes who I am in that situation. And then something strange happened. I started saying fewer things I'd regret. I started listening more, not just to what others were saying, but to what my own heart was trying to tell me. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Silence isn't weakness. Silence is the strength of someone who no longer needs to react to prove their worth. And after just 1 week of practice, I learned this. Silence is space for wisdom to speak. It's the pause where character is chosen. So today, if someone makes you want to lash out, don't say a word, not yet. Take 5 seconds and let you be the one in charge. Habit number 5, live by your values, not your emotions. Emotions come and go. Some mornings you wake up full of motivation. Other days you don't want to do a thing. Sometimes you're ready to forgive, but minutes later the pain rushes back in. If you live by emotions, you're like a leaf drifting in the current, tossed around, knocked down, pulled under. That used to be my life. But Stoic philosophy taught me one powerful truth. Don't live by emotions, live by values. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning, ask yourself, what is your nature? What is your role? What is the right thing to do? So I started defining 3 to 5 core values I wanted to live by every day. For me, those values are awareness, kindness, courage, integrity, simplicity. Now, when I face a tough decision, I don't ask, do I feel like doing this? I ask, what action aligns with the values I chose? When I'm tired, I still finish my work, because awareness reminds me not to give in to procrastination. When someone treats me poorly, I don't retaliate, because kindness doesn't allow me to hurt others just because I'm hurting. When an easy shortcut appears, I turn it down, because integrity keeps me grounded. And something shifted. I began to feel freer than ever before, free from emotional swings, free from regret, free from the pressure to live by someone else's expectations. Because when you live by your values, you don't need to become someone else. You just return to the best version of who you already are. Every day is a chance to be reborn. Life doesn't change because of one big miracle. It changes through small but meaningful habits, repeated day after day. In just 1 week, I didn't become a brand new person, but I began to reconnect with myself, a calmer, clearer, more grounded version of who I am. It all started when I learned to discern what's within my control, remember that my time is limited, pause in silence before reacting, live by values, not by emotions. Stoic philosophy isn't something lofty or out of reach. It's the art of living simply in a complicated world. It doesn't turn you into a saint. It helps you stay steady in the everyday storms of life. You don't need to wait for a new year, a life crisis, or some perfect opportunity to change. All it takes is 1 week, 1 day, 1 decision. I will live with awareness. I will live by my values. I will live as if this life won't come again. And if you start, even with just 1 small habit, you'll begin to realize the deepest kind of freedom doesn't come from how much you have. It comes from being able to govern yourself. So start, not to become someone else, but to return to who you truly are, in your most grounded, peaceful, and authentic form. Start with yourself. If you've made it this far, I believe something within you is beginning to awaken, a quiet part of your soul, longing for peace, awareness, and a life of deeper meaning. If something in today's message resonated with you, take a minute to share your thoughts in the comments below. You don't need to write much, just be honest. I read every single one, and I'd love to know, which habit do you want to begin today? If you feel this video is worth spreading, please like it, share it, or send it to someone you care about, because you never know, it might be the door someone's been waiting for. And if you'd like to walk this Stoic path with me, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. There's so much more insight and truth ahead. Life doesn't change with promises. It changes with a small action, today, and you could be the start of that change. See you in the next video. Keep your mind steady like a rock amid the waves of life. Live as if every moment is a gift.